Hello, everyone. Welcome to this training on anxiety healing and subconscious reprogramming. Okay, so this training is on how the mind works to create anxiety and what we can do to work with our mind to heal. Who am I? My name is Maxine Malco, and I'm a holistic anxiety healing coach, specializing in subconscious reprogramming. I suffered with anxiety for years. I missed out on countless opportunities because of anxiety, and I hit rock bottom when I struggled to get out of bed in the morning. My two beautiful girls are what got me out of bed in the morning, but other than that, I felt hopeless and purposeless. Hitting rock bottom really became a blessing in disguise, though, because it led me to discover my true worth and to heal my anxiety. First, I want to start with the conscious mind. The conscious mind is responsible for logical thinking, for present awareness, the here and now. So consciously, we know we are here right now. Short-term memory is responsible for 5% of our thoughts during the day, and it interprets information from the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is responsible for automatic thinking. It's emotion and feeling based. Creativity, intuition, our belief system is stored here, and it's responsible for 95% of our daily thoughts. So the structure of the subconscious mind is formed in the ages of 0 to 7. During this time, we're in a theta state of consciousness, which is basically hypnosis. So when people say that kids are like sponges, it's really true because we are absorbing everything during that age. And we're not at the higher level of consciousness yet. So everything that we see and hear, we believe to be true. We learn about the world by what we see and hear from our parents and our authority figures, teachers, etc. This is how our belief system is formed. Beliefs are at the center of our decision-making process. They deliver information to the brain to make decisions within milliseconds and determine our emotions and behaviors. Once our belief system is formed, our mind will try with all its power to keep us consistent with our beliefs. When you take in new information from your environment, your mind will either delete, distort, or generalize the information coming in. It will process the information and compare it to its files it has already stored. This is how our mind tricks our perception. If the information you took in doesn't match any existing data you have already stored, it will delete the information. The information is there, but we can't see it if it doesn't match our experience-based beliefs. For example, if I believe dogs are scary, then I remain blind to how nice and loving they are until I change my belief. When information doesn't match any prior experiences, the brain ensures it is shaped according to what it wants us to see. Using records as a pattern, the information is manipulated to match. After a belief is formed, confirming evidence is applied to all relevant situations, and the brain generalizes potential outcomes to make it stick to the script. This is when we catch ourselves saying things like, they're all like that, or from my prior example, I would think all dogs are scary. So every experience that we have gets recorded into the subconscious mind and used for later reference. Based on how we interpreted those experiences, the body will produce either stress chemicals like cortisol and adrenaline, or the feel-good chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin. When we encounter highly emotional, fearful experiences, it gets ingrained into the subconscious mind and used for future reference to be avoided because it was not safe. So how the mind works to create anxiety. Babies are only born with two fears: fear of falling and fear of loud noises. That means all other fears are a result of experiences and programming. We learn about all the information in our environment by using our five senses. What we see, hear, feel, taste, and smell all get registered into our mind as memories. When we are reminded of those memories in our present lives, the body will produce chemicals to match the initial experience. Memories that caused you to become fearful activated the fight, flight, or freeze response from the sympathetic nervous system. However you dealt with that experience in the past is how you will automatically deal with it in the present, because that's what kept you alive. And our brain's main function is survival and to keep us alive. Symptoms of anxiety like increased heart rate, dizziness, shakiness, are a result of our brain and body trying to protect us and keep us against what it believes to be a true threat. The problem is, though, rarely are we ever facing any immediate life-threatening danger, but the mind doesn't know the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. So we can just imagine a future scenario that causes us fear, and our body will produce the stress chemicals just by thinking about it. The amygdala is the part of the brain that processes fear, and the hippocampus is the part of the brain that processes emotions. Chronic anxiety causes the hippocampus to shrink, but it's also been shown to grow by getting support. And it's been shown to change shape and size with exercise and meditation. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for thinking and planning, and it goes offline when we're in an anxious survival state. So when we're anxious and in a survival state, blood actually drains from the prefrontal cortex, and we're just not able to think clearly. So what can we do? First, understand that change is possible thanks to neuroplasticity. It was thought that when we reached adulthood that our minds were set and could not change, but countless research shows that the brain is changeable throughout our whole lifespan. We can create new neural pathways by changing how we think. If the body can respond to fear physically just by imagining it and thinking about it, that means it can respond physically to calm just by imagining it and thinking about it too. How we think changes our neural pathways. We think along neural channels, and they're like roads. The ones we use most are thick, the ones we rarely use are thin and narrow, and the ones we don't use at all get trimmed off because the brain loves efficiency. Depending on which thoughts we think most, these pathways become thicker and broader for the brain to send signals on. The more we face our fears and practice a new story about ourselves, the thicker those neural pathways become, and the more automatic the thinking will be. The key is not to try to make too many changes at once, but to take one thing that scares you and to expose yourself to it very slowly. Because if you jump into it too fast, the fear will be reinforced. So baby steps are key. Subconscious references are what your mind is referring back to as how you interpreted experiences in the past. So we can change our subconscious references. Since the subconscious mind can't use logic or reason and can't tell the difference between what is real and what is imagined, we can imprint new memories that trigger our organs to produce the feel-good chemicals. If you have a subconscious reference that says people can't be trusted, the world is not a safe place, or this is hopeless because of proof and evidence that it's found in the past, and proof and evidence that your mind has found could come in the form of like someone betraying you, you witnessing a scary event, or not being recognized by your parents. The mind goes and scans your reality to find evidence to prove these beliefs. Our reality is a physical representation of what's stored in our subconscious mind. So changing references changes our reality. Recap. Anxiety is the result of repressed emotion and false beliefs that we have ingrained in our subconscious mind. We can work with our subconscious and conscious mind to heal anxiety by changing our programming. The subconscious mind is responsible for automatic thinking, and we can use our conscious mind to halt unwanted thinking and redirect to more empowering thoughts. With enough stress and repetition, empowering thoughts and beliefs come our new subconscious references. When the inside changes, the outside changes automatically. Let's go over when it is appropriate to get help. So if you are in a position where you feel in danger in safe situations, for example, driving your car, maybe you don't like driving on the highway, you have phobias or irrational fears against certain things or objects, then it would be a good idea to get help. If you feel like you're meant for more, but can't seem to find the motivation or action steps to move forward, or if you feel overwhelmed by things that most people don't seem to really have a problem with. You're missing out on opportunities that are potentially really positive because of fear. These are all really great reasons to get help and support. When you bring your subconscious thoughts and beliefs up to your conscious awareness, they're no longer subconscious, so you can change them. You can change and rewire your mind by identifying and letting go of subconscious beliefs that are no longer serving you. Working with someone that can help you identify your subconscious beliefs and identify your unique programming can really help you change to a more empowering program. And this is really the fast track to healing. Okay, guys, I hope this was helpful. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. Bye.